We have Gautami Chalagulla, who is a writer. She wrote the recent blockbuster Posh Police web series. And we have Neha Vyas.
Introduction that you are going to get.
Neha is a psychotherapist, and she had recently moved to Hyderabad from Bangalore. So, I want to keep this very informal, if you guys don't mind. We've been told that we don't have enough chairs. Is it okay if you stand?
It will be shorter then.
We also have two visiting filmmakers, Rohan Kanawade, if you can come join us, and Manoj Thorat. And both their films were, received with a loud applaud today. So I'm now going to go on the other side and hand you guys over this microphone as soon as it starts. So I want to keep it very informal, as I said. We want to, going by the panelists, you may have already guessed what all topics that we're going to cover today.
You know they can tell us.
So, sir, Mahesh, sir, the first question is for you. I want to ask a couple of questions to you all, and then we'll open it up to the audience. We have a tremendous issue with the representation of LGBT characters in mainstream cinema, and also the representation of women, especially. I mean, if you want to talk about Telugu movie industry, then the portrayal of women characters is extremely, I don't have a word for it. There was an article that...
Extremely nothing.
Yeah, it's actually very, there's no characters at all, right? This is just, used for singing and dancing, and that's it, always relegated to the background. So my question to you is there before that, I am also encouraged that there is an independent cinema that is now coming out from the Telugu, industry. Is there a conscious, is there any consciousness that is taking place where people are getting together, whether it's the writers or the directors or the producers, are getting together and talk about such issues like the representation of women? If you can shed some light.
Okay, good evening everyone. These are few issues that we have been discussing, and I think every film that derogate really talks about women, or of course LGBT community is most abused in films. Telugu especially, it is worse. So every time such kind of film comes in, there is certain section of media which does choose to talk about it. Social media did bring it up in a lot of places. One understanding that we all should share and know is that we are living in a patriarchal society which is also homophobic largely. 90%, 95%. So in that kind of a scenario, how do we talk about these rights, these issues, these representations is a big issue. And also in terms of filmmakers, it's no different. Actually, filmmakers, especially Telugu filmmakers, are not quote-unquote educated about these issues, and their sensitivity levels are much more numbed down than even an average audience. Audience have matured enough, but filmmakers haven't. That's a fact. We need to deal with it. But only way we can make them aware and only way we can educate them is essentially to create that space and create that representation. I'll give you a small example. This film that we are going to see, Knock Knock, that was given to our music director to do the music. After half an hour, he came back and said, "Sir, there is a kissing scene between a man and a man." I said, "Okay." Then he went back and he did some part of the music to the film, and then he came back and said, "The film is really good." I said, "Okay." After 2 days, he told some of his friends, "See, such a brilliant film it is. It's written so well." The kissing did not occur to his mind. The first thing that came out as a sore thumb is now a normal thing. In mainstream cinema, you have seen hero ogling at the heroine. We all look at heroine as a desirable object. Nothing more anyway. That is how it is represented. That is how it is sold. Now, the shock that he had in the first scene disappeared once he started watching it again and again as a part of process to make music for the film. Now what remains with him is essentially not that shock, but the pleasantness of watching the film. Where did this shock turn into pleasantness? Is about getting used to it. Now, and you keep looking at it as a normal thing. A man kissing a woman wouldn't have been news to him. At best, he would have said, "Sir, even short films have grown to that level." Now, that's precisely what anybody and everybody who cares for these issues to do. And that's what you guys are doing. Now, making it normal. See, there was huge discussion about what is natural and what is not. One single point argument that I had was, whatever exists in nature is natural. If all this sexuality exists in nature, it is natural. Who the hell are you to decide what is nature or not? Deciding that is unnatural. So are we bringing out these ideologies, ideas, representations by ourselves? And also, see, it's a huge education that you can only pity people who can't understand these differences. And our responsibility is to educate them. And educating through this medium is the much needed thing, because it is the visual culture that is going to change visual culture. Make it normal. Then everything is fine. Now we don't, item songs, are we offended by them now? I said, okay, hota hai. Heroines bhi kar rahe hain aajkal. है कि नहीं? So अगर उतना normal ये भी हो जाए, जब negative can become normal, why can't normal thing become normal? So making it normal is our responsibility. That's what I feel. And film festivals such as this, to bring into the mainstream that these representations are there and we are ready to represent ourselves. This is a problem with everyone in the society. Dalits don't represent themselves. Muslims don't represent themselves. LGBTs don't represent themselves. Someone else who don't even know what it is all about will be representing us. And we will be like, what the hell is happening? This is not the way it is. So, until unless we stand up for ourselves, no one will. So, let's all do that. As filmmakers, we are also trying to educate our peer group that how to represent people more sanely. Some of the films that I saw in last 2-3 years were so offensive. In most of my reviews, I do talk about those issues, and also try to educate them. That is something which I have taken upon myself, and I am here just to be part of the group which is actually doing that job. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that excellent insight. My next question is for Neha. Just now Mahesh sir had pointed out, looks like patriarchy is turning, it's found to be the root cause of all these different forms of, evils and oppressions, right? Now you, in your line of work, how do you, you probably, get clients from, whether they're women or whether they're, LGBT individuals. And how do you navigate this difficult, and how do you help them navigate this difficult terrain and make sense of the kind of insane world we live in?
Sure, it is a big deal actually. Even someone who's coming for counseling hesitates initially, and someone from LGBTQ doesn't even want to take it. They're like, none of ones who are close to us can help. How will a counselor help? That's their mentality. The thought process is not that it will help me, but like why to go? Like we saw in the movies, two options. Either you live the way you are or you die. Most of them do find it very easy to kill themselves. But it's very hard it's a hard work to live and stand up for your own self. So it takes a lot of effort, but there have been changes. It's slowly picking up in India. So I'm very glad that it is happening, and a lot of them are very open to it. And as he made a point that once you stand up for yourself, everything will be fine. So we have to get and gather all the courage to stand up for our own selves and take the step. At least, how we do it as take a baby step. So you take small baby steps all through your life to be happy in what you are, and slowly the world will change. Not that you change the world and then it will be fine, that they'll accept you. You change, take a step ahead, and people will follow. It will for sure take time, probably 10 years, 20 years or 100 years, but it will happen. But you have made a small effort from your end at least, that it will satisfy you as a human being, and people who are there around you will support you for what you are actually. It makes a difference.
Thank you. If anybody from the audience or they have friends of friends, do you mind them reaching out to you on Facebook?
Yeah.
Is it okay to share your Facebook information?
Absolutely, no problem, ma'am.
Yeah. So Neha.
Just a comment. See, even in the last film, it ended with one binary definition. Either you choose life, Sonu chose life, and
Suicide.
yeah, others choose suicide. And even you said that it's easy for someone to commit suicide.
They
What's
think
it?
it's not easy. They
Yeah.
think it's
So
an
yeah.
easy
So
way.
yeah, we cannot see it in that binary because yeah. That's the,
So my next question is for Gautami. I promise I'm going to ask an easy question. So Gautami, one of the things that's picking up, and even we had screened the other love story, right? It was a web series. We stitched all the episodes back to back and played in the film festival, and the reception was amazing. So and one thought that occurred to me was, well, this could have very well been made a film. A feature film, 90-minute feature-length film. So, how was this process? Did you guys consciously choose it to be a web series, or was it a film that got, chopped into? Yes, of course. Sorry. So Gautami is the writer of Posh Police, which is a recent blockbuster Telugu web series with more than 2 million views. So if you can share with there's a lot of aspiring filmmakers. You can also shed some light on the newer distribution models. Like is web series the way to go? When and when not?
Too young to probably talk about all that. Too young in sense in the area of filmmaking. But I was given a brief about having 3 female characters and writing a web series on that. Luckily for me, my master's thesis was on female bonding. So my whole thesis was on female friendship in Telugu cinema, or rather the lack of it. So, so I think a lot of my inferences and whatever I've taken, and I think that since I grew up as a girl in a city like this, and I have had a lot of girlfriends and boyfriends, I know that our life is not just filled with boys. So there are these certain basic things that we talk about. It could be talking about a bra, or it could be talking about our periods, or it could be actually hitting on a professor. So it is something as trivial as it, and something as significant as, you're talking about if someone's going to get married, how do we, solve some issue. So all we thought was bring in the daily conversations that we have between the girls and put it on the screen. Sadly, for which I think mainstream doesn't give a space for, because primarily because it's looked at from a male point of view, and they always want a woman to be looked at in a particular way. So what happens is mostly either a woman is also portrayed like a man, like in most of the Vijay Shanti movies, she's daring, dashing, going on bashing men, or she's yeah,
Going on bashing. You're a writer, you proved it.
or she's like this personification of mother, sister. I mean, damn it, no. Most girls are utterly bitchy, utterly selfish, and we are flawed. So yeah, we are flawed, and we would like to be like that. We don't want to be personified. I'm sure, ask any one of your friends. You don't want to be personified like, वो माँ है, वो माँ है. अरे यार, मैं किसी की माँ नहीं हूँ यार. So that's the best part. So I tried bringing in those conversations, and the way it was received, you can just go Google and see. So in fact, I put it up in today's paper also, like, saying that I've divided the criticism into 2 parts. One is the sanskari wala criticism, all the people who are having culture on their left shoulder and tradition on right shoulder were like, what? The girls actually use the words fuck. The girls actually talk about one-night stands and stuff like that. I mean, sadly, girls fuck too. So girls use the word and like you, how can you do like this? And the girls actually wear, you know, men who don't wear a shirt and then roam about with a lots of underarm hair, talk about girls wearing a short skirt. So that's the beautiful irony. So that's the sanskari wala criticism. So the other, so I took it up with a lot of respect and the other criticism was actually, you know, on the writing itself or, you know, how it was made. And I think that area from filmmaking point of view, we always just have to get better. Like I think this is a mistake I've made all my life, that I know in my head I'm a great writer, you know, like this fantastic writer. So I'll go on criticizing all the movies up there. And I'm like, God damn it, Mani Ratnam did like this. I was supposed to do like this. But we ought to take that path. We ought to make those mistakes. And the only way is we just get better with every writing. Since I come with a background of, you know, reading all the women's, you know, text and subtext, so there was a conscious effort to not make mistakes consciously in writing.
Thank you. Would you write my next film?
Will you pay me?
Check this
I'm definitely not a very benevolent. I just, you pay me, I'd like to.
Does your series have English subtitles?
Sorry, yeah, it does. It has.
So the next question is for Rachna. Rachna garu, from like we see, as Mahesh sir pointed out, LGBT characters are handled with the least amount of respect and, you know, and any compassion. And even within those characters, the transgender characters are shown even worse when we compare to you know, other characters. So how does this hurt? I mean, if you can shed some, how does this hurt your morale and the collective societal morale? And as, you know, representing the transgender community, what would be the things that you would, what would be the change that you want to see? If you can, you know, talk about it.
मैं हिंदी में बोलूँ, ठीक है? तो मुझे खास करके लगता है ये मतलब एक ट्रांसजेंडर के साथ ही नहीं होता है, कोई भी मार्जिनाइज्ड कम्युनिटी को सोसाइटी में, खास करके मीडिया में, मीडिया के माध्यम में टेक इट ग्रांटेड जैसा लोगों को पिक्चराइज किया जाता है. फॉर एग्जांपल मुस्लिम्स को राउडीज गुंडास जैसा पिक्चराइज किया जाता है और काले लोगों को राउडीज जैसा गुंडा जैसा वो किया जाता है.
Not talking about you.
तो ये सब जो है अलग अलग जो तरीका मतलब स्टीरियोटाइपिंग जो है मतलब खास करके होते हुआ मतलब परंपरा होता हुआ आया है मीडिया में. और आप तो जानते हैं कि ट्रांसजेंडर अभी मतलब एक एनालिसिस करें तो ट्रांसजेंडर्स लोगों को मतलब हंसी मजाक के कॉमेडियन रोल में खाली मतलब जोक वल्गैरिटी बताने के लिए, जो माइमिंग करने के लिए ऐसा रोल्स के उठ के अभी इतना मतलब रिफाइनमेंट आया है कि थोड़ा विलन रोल्स में भी वो लोग अभी लेना शुरू कर. तो नाउ द कॉमिक्स रोल्स हैव नाउ टर्न टू द नेगेटिव रोल्स एब्सोल्युटली लाइक यू नो. सो एक चीज मैंने गौर किया कि कोई भी माध्यम को चुनौती करने से पहले मतलब वो माध्यम तक कितना पहुंच है वो मार्जिनलाइज्ड कम्युनिटी का, वो देखना बहुत जरूरी है. और जैसा जैसा रेवोल्यूशन आते जा रहा है वो कम्युनिटीज उसको मतलब चुनौती करते हुए आए हैं जनरेशन टू जनरेशन. तो ऐसा ही मार्जिनलाइज्ड कम्युनिटीज में अगर हम नाप के लेंगे तो मतलब अभी LGBTQ जो भी कम्युनिटीज हैं अभी चैलेंजिंग कर रहे हैं. अभी करीम का ही आपने वीडियो देखा है कि इट्स लाइक वाव व्हाट इज दिस, जिसकी बीवी लंबी, you know. So this is a sort of challenging the media, like, you know, and creating your own media and own platform of your media, like making people think about like the issues of marginalized communities. And एक चीज है कि मूवमेंट्स के थ्रू मतलब कुछ क्या बनता है किसी को नहीं मालूम. फॉर एग्जाम्पल रोहित वेमुला ने कहीं लिखा है, मैंने पढ़ा है कि ASA बनाते हुए मुझे मतलब लोग मतलब ASA की लोग सोच रहे थे कि हम देश को मतलब समाज को बदलने के लिए कर रहे हैं. ASA अम्बेडकर स्टूडेंट एसोसिएशन कि लोग मतलब कोशिश कर रहे थे ये लोग समाज को बदलेंगे. लेकिन उतना ही नेक्स्ट लाइन में लिखा है रोहित ने कि मेरा बेस्ट विशेष उन लोगों के लिए और ये कोशिश जारी रखना चाहिए लोगों के लिए। मतलब एक मूवमेंट में एक दबाव लाते हैं मार्जिनलाइज्ड कम्युनिटीज मेजॉरिटेरियन की जुल्म के ऊपर, मतलब एक सोच के ऊपर की चुनौती करते हैं, फेस के ऊपर ऐसा चुनौती करते हैं कि ये क्या चीज है बोल। तो ये दबाव हम कर सकते हैं, चेंज तो अपने आप ही आएगा, ये दबाव जारी रहना चाहिए अलग अलग माध्यम से, चाहे वो मीडिया हो, चाहे वो मूवमेंट हो, चाहे वो प्रोटेस्ट हो, चाहे कोई भी कानून अगर बन रहा है, वो हर तरीके से उनको चुनौती करना चाहिए, तभी हर चीज। और खासकर कि जैसा काफी समय बोला कि खुद वो कम्युनिटी उठ के ये करना चाहिए चैलेंज को, जब ही बदलाव आएगा।
Thank you. Next question is for both Rohan and Manoj. Both of you can answer me. You both are queer and filmmakers. Just confirming.
Do I need to?
So I'm sure you all have big dreams, becoming nationally and internationally known filmmakers. So do you think that you have taken a risk by making queer themed films? Because we all keep hearing stories about how this can kill your career and this can act as a roadblock, to achieving your dream. So do you feel that kind of a pressure? I mean, have you tried to make a like when bigger projects maybe approached a producer or something and somebody have you talk about this and what you think and what your future, how do you foresee your future in the industry per se?
Your answer. He's senior.
Okay, so it did happen. Like many of my friends, they used to tell me, why are you making only queer films? That would be a problem. But what I think, if I don't believe in my own stories, no one else will believe. So I should make the films I want to see, not other people want to see. So that's what I follow. And apparently, whenever I wrote these queer films, there was no intention to I want to write these queer films. It just, I liked the concept. That's why I wrote it. Like my recent film that I shot, that's not queer. But I like this concept, that's why I wrote it. So it's not that I only want to make queer films, I just want to make films which I want to see. So that's what I follow.
It's not exactly this, because as it's the first film of mine, and I'm not being pessimistic, but I have not thought about like being national or international. But what I feel like, I have always lived my life fearless. So whatever I'll do, whether it's queer, non-LGBT, LGBT, whatever. And I think she will connect, because whenever you're writing something or you're directing, the ideas come up. You can't say ideas to, okay, stop, you're non-LGBT. Yeah. Because I was just smoking a cigarette and I thought about a short film, which is like totally that social cause wala. And there, I just wrote about it. And now I'm in love with someone, so whenever I write poems or stories, it's always LGBT, it's always queer, it's about male to male love. So ideas come and we just need to express them.
We open up the floor for questions. You have incredibly talented panelists here.
Hi, I'm so sorry, I'm very bad with names. I already forgot the names. The question I have is, in the topic queer, we have not seen much films in the big screen. Like, the most of the queer movies are short films or the documentaries. Right? So is there any problem that the people might be facing in the industry to make a mainstream movie which is based on the queer ideas? I'm not talking about only the gay or only the lesbian crowd. I'm talking about in unitedly with the lesbian, gay, transgenders, asexual and everything. Because I know there's a huge crowd in India or maybe around the world who is very unaware of the term as asexual. They don't even know what does that mean. What does that mean? Or is there a word as such? Right? So if we, I don't know if we can do it later on or not, but if you're trying to make a movie as such, so is there any issues that you're facing over there? Or, like we saw in that movie that the person who was trying to shoot with the transgender lady regarding the bride. but the other person who was supposed to come as the groom, he did rejected only because she was a transgender. So is there any other issue that you guys face while making a movie as such?
You're talking about mainstream? Or?
Yes, the mainstream movies.
I'll answer your question with another question. When was the last time you saw any film with a Dalit protagonist?
Yeah, as I told, including everything.
Muslim protagonist?
Yeah. Included.
Or maybe... there are... yeah. That, and the filmmaker is a Dalit.
Yeah.
That precisely is the changing game. Who has access to mainstream media? People who with resources, abundant resources, where they can either waste or use it. They are the ones who are making films. In Andhra Pradesh, especially Telugu cinema, is mostly dominated by Kamma, Kapu, Reddy, or maybe Velamar. Why will they make a film which will offend themselves?
As they say,
It is our job to offend them. It's our job to offend them. Let us do it. Let's also see. Now, when we can make a 30-minute film, we can also make a 90-minute film. The effort will be a bit more. We can challenge them once we have a product. Now, Sairaj Ghai can make 100 films because the film made 100 crores. Now, can they stop him from making it? They can't. That precisely is the game changer. Now, an LGBT film becomes a 100 crore film. All the filmmakers will make LGBT. Are we going to go there? Is what my question is. And I wish within next 5-10 years we are going to do that. Right? That should be the challenge that we need to take.
My question is like maybe from the actor's side, or maybe from the director's side, or maybe from the cinematographer's side. Do they have any issues like, okay, that is something which...
Only issue is money. Yeah, see, in a society where homophobic people exist, who will throng the theatres and go and buy the ticket and make it a 100 crore film? This is a problem. For them, is this film going to be liked by large crowd? Is what commercial cinema is all about. What makes more money is what the film they are going to make. Now, in that kind of a scenario, they will essentially think of a story which is palatable to more people, not offensive to more people.
Next question.
This rather than being a question, I just wanted to, support what Mahesh Katti said, and to extend that, me being a part of the commercial film industry for the past 3.5 years or 4 years, what I have observed is like there are 4 points which I'd like to make to answer your question. Point number 1 is that people in Tollywood especially, they are driven by commercial aspects of your movie. And here commercial aspects is nothing but action, like fights and all those things, emotions like drama, and romance, and that is between a male and a female, not between male and male or female and female. This is point number 1. Point number 2 is that when you approach for a story for a producer, the first aspect that he asks is, how will you market this film? So I am going to invest 1 CR or an X amount. So how much will I get it in return? So this will be the question that would be asked for any filmmaker who's actually trying to approach a producer. This is the second point. The third point is that, I mean, this is not to offend any ladies here or gents here. I just wanted to say that, rather than seeing a male and male kissing on screen, people would like to see a girl and girl kissing on screen. So that is the kind of mindset that people in this part of the world have, that kind of a mindset. So when you're making an LGBT, you will still have to be biased in that. So you can make a L film, not a G film, like a lesbian film rather than a gay film. So that is another issue which will affect in making films. So, and the fourth point is that when anybody comes with a creative idea, the only thing that comes in the mind is that whether this will work out with the audience or not. That's the only thing that stops a creative mind from developing any kind of a creative story. So this is what I just wanted to add to Mahesh's theory, and also to answer your question. Thank you.
Would anybody like to respond or talk about what he said?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, as I forgot my name, Mahesh. So as you pointed out, it's all at the end of the day, it's a question of money, right? It's a money game. Any creator knows that. As much as it will be nice to think that art is like this fantastic thing that just happens, sadly there's this thing called bread and rent, and like that bills to be paid. So what do you think are the options? Can't we crowdfund our own stuff? Can't we, if it's just a question of funding, I mean that shouldn't be enough to stop us from making our own stuff.
See, I'm happy to declare that I am the first filmmaker in Telugu to make a crowdfunded film. And people funded for a most ridiculous subject that I have put out on Facebook. So, when such bullshit can be made, purposeful films can also be made. And actually made better. So, at least people out sitting here, if each one is ready to fund 10,000, we have a film, we can start tomorrow. You can choose a filmmaker from all this list of filmmakers that you have seen and say, okay, I am ready to give my 10,000. Right now. Check. Lele now. So there is a possibility and a huge possibility. And it's a brilliant idea that after this, I think this is precisely the idea we should take home. After this film festival, now we are going to make a feature film. Let's make it. And I mean, like, we are enough to promote the film. We are ready to put it into theaters. Once we have a film in hand, we can fight. We can fight a bigger fight. Who is not going to release the film? Then we will talk about rights. Then it works. And if that film wo chal gaya, to bhai chandi chandi, sab log film bana sakte. So, thank you.
Secondly, there is no unity in LGBT community if you really think about it. Because if I put something on Facebook for crowdfunding, first of all, now we have only 100 people here. Just assume there are 10,000 LGBT people in Hyderabad and only 100 are coming here. There might be 25 who are my friends. So it's very rare that I'll get funds from crowdfunding for LGBT things. He had a good experience, but I don't think so. We will still need time to make people aware that yes, we do need money for good things. And they can spend their party money, they can go party and all that. They can spend 500 rupees on that, but they won't do the crowdfunding.
But in Telangana, state of Telangana, it's like quite different because we are now sitting here and we started in 2014 or 15, I think, that's Swabhimani Yatra. And the whole thing, like the Pride and Pride, pre-Pride events and post-Pride events, everything is crowdfunding, like, from LGBT. And what I feel is like एक वो भी सोचना चाहिए कि खाली मतलब पैसा ही सब मतलब ये रुकावट है एक चीज होती सोच भी मतलब हमको ये देखना बहुत जरूरी है कि लार्जर ऑडियंस जैसे महेश सर ने कहा लार्जर ऑडियंस को क्या एक्सेप्टेंस है वही हम कर रहे हैं बोल के प्रोड्यूसर डायरेक्टर्स का बोलना है तो हमको ये सोचना चाहिए कि ये प्रोसेस थिंकिंग प्रोसेस कहाँ से शुरू होता वो वहाँ मतलब कैसा वो प्रोसेस को चुनौती करे फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम जब कभी भी मतलब हैदराबाद सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी में जाते हैं बहुत सारा ऐसा स्टूडेंट लोग के रोल प्ले बनाते हैं ट्रांसजेंडर के ऊपर गे लेस्बियन सेक्सुअल मतलब LGBT के ऊपर इस हमको खुशी होता है क्योंकि थिंकिंग प्रोसेस जो एकेडमिक स्पेसेस में शुरू होता है ना वो आगे जाके अपना मतलब अपना जिंदगी में अलग ही वो रंग लाती है सोच में मतलब कोई भी ऐसा LGBT इंसान सामने आएगा मतलब कोई अगर वो छात्र वहां से पढ़ के वो एक्सपीरियंस लेके बाहर जाएगा अगर डायरेक्टर बनेगा प्रोड्यूसर बनेगा कोई भी बनेगा यूनिवर्सिटी से बाहर तो वो सोचेगा वो सोच उसमें रहेगा क्योंकि वो रिएक्शन हमने वहां शुरू किया तो शायद ये प्रोसेस हमको शुरू करना चाहिए कहीं ना कहीं कि छोटे छोटे पैमाने पे कहाँ पे लोगों का सोच शुरू हो रहा है वहां लोगों का सोच को चुनौती करने के लिए ये स्टिग्मा को चुनौती करने के लिए कि LGBT is not abnormal ये जो है ना वो ये सोच को चुनौती करने का प्रोसेस शुरू करना चाहिए एकेडमिक स्पेसेस पे इंटेलेक्चुअल स्पेसेस पे मीडिया स्पेसेस पे हर जगह पे जब लोगों की सोच में वो थिंकिंग प्रोसेस शुरू हो जाता है चाहे ये जनरेशन ना बदले आगे की मतलब सेकंड या थर्ड जनरेशन भी हम मतलब पार कर चुके लेकिन चेंज तो आएगा यार
I'd like to thank for including Dr. Boy in the series. It's pretty interesting. So my question is, we hear or we see a lot of trans women, but then not too many trans men. Is there a reason? Are they in the closet? Are they operating behind the scenes? We never get to see them or hear them. So I'd like to know how prevalent they are amongst us, and also how difficult is the struggle. Can we compare that with a trans woman's life? Is it more difficult, or they are par? That's my question.
So it's true. हम कभी भी मतलब ट्रांस मैन को बहुत कम ही तादाद में मतलब पाते हैं, मतलब विजिबिलिटी बहुत कम है। ये इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि मतलब उनका पॉपुलेशन नहीं है, और ख़ास करके ट्रांस मैन का मतलब जो मतलब इश्यूज है डिफरेंट है ट्रांस वुमेन से, क्योंकि ट्रांस वुमेन मतलब जो विजिबिलिटी है मतलब बायोलॉजिकल तौर पे जो मैन जैसा पैदा होके वुमेन जैसा मतलब ज़िंदगी बिताते हैं, अपना ही अलग मतलब फाइनेंशियली स्टेबिलिटी बनाने का मतलब वो क्षमता रख पाए हैं वो लोग ट्रांस वुमेन खास करके, जहाँ तक कि ट्रांस वुमेन को चांसेस नहीं है। बीइंग अ बायोलॉजिकल वीमेन, दे आर ऑल्सो मार्जिनलाइज्ड एज अ वुमेन, दे आर प्रोन टू द रिस्क एज अ वुमेन ऑल्सो। तो घर से ही ये जब शुरू हो जाता है, वो घर से भागने में, और उनका रिस्क जो है ट्रांस वुमेन से आप कंपेयर करोगे तो 10 या 20 गुना बहुत बढ़ जाता है। और उनका विजिबिलिटी, फॉर एग्जांपल एक मेरा ट्रांस मैन का जो मतलब शादीशुदा है, वो उनका एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करना चाहते हैं, जो दलित भी है। वो उनका घर से भाग के आए हैं, मतलब अपना खुद का जिंदगी बिता रहे हैं शादी करके कपल जैसा, लेकिन उनको रोजगार ही नहीं मिल रहा है। अगर ये मुद्दा को हम मीडिया में लाना चाहेंगे या 10 लोगों के सामने लाना चाहेंगे, तो भी उन लोगों का जिंदगी का खतरा है, क्योंकि उन लोगों को रहने के लिए घर नहीं मिलेगा, उनका रोजगार रोटी मतलब जो अभी जी रहे हैं मतलब कपल जैसा, वो भी मतलब डिस्टर्ब होने का बहुत चांसेस है। लेकिन हम ये सोचना बहुत ही ज़रूरी है कि ट्रांस मैन की इश्यूज को कैसा कहाँ एक्नॉलेज किया जाए, कैसा मतलब उसको मतलब उसका रीजंस निकाल के उसका सोल्यूशन ढूंढना बहुत ही ज़रूरी है, और वो खास करके वही कम्युनिटी कर सकती है। तो मेरे हिसाब से ये इसका आंसर मेरे पास नहीं है, क्योंकि मैं ट्रांस वुमेन होते हुए मैं मतलब वो स्तर पे खड़ी नहीं हूँ जो ट्रांस मैन की मतलब प्रॉब्लम्स को फेस कर सकूँ। एक फ्रेंड जैसा मैं उनको मतलब जो भी मैंने करीब से देखा है वो एक्सपीरियंस आपके साथ बोल सकती हूँ। और ये हम सबको मानना है कि बायोलॉजिकली विमेन होते हुए और ट्रांस मैन जो ट्रांसमिशन जो है मतलब कितना खतरनाक हो सकता है उनके साथ मतलब सोसाइटी में।
Last 3 questions. I've already got a warning from the projection that we need to get started on the next film. Brief 4 questions. Last.
I just want to add to what Rasna has said about the academics and intellectual spaces. So I, as a sociology teacher, I offer a course on sexuality, and I think every year there are 50 to 55 students who opt for this course, and at the end of course they reflect upon it. So I think we end up creating a small army of the students who are sensible about the LGBT issues, and many of the students in SU in our department, they are working on LGBT issues. Some of them are working on transgender issues in Mizoram, in Northeast, in Hyderabad, and many other places. So I think that way we are sort of trying also to connect to the community. So Rachna and Vaijanti and many others, they're coming to our classes and speaking, and there has been some interaction, and we are creating an interactional space through this. So I just want to thank you.
Moses, you were talking to, especially to filmmakers whose films were screened today, Manoj's and Rohan's, about their future plans about making non-queer films. So I think we should now be more confident about our intentions, because you invited a film, Lakshman Rekha, which did not have any LGBTQI character, but we know how it is relevant to us today. So I would think that any film is queer as long as it is questioning the systems. Yes. And I don't think that they can not make queer films ever anyway. They'll always be queer. So, even if they make a film on a heterosexual couple, they'll be looking at it from a queer perspective. Well, I think another thing as a strategy, I don't think that you should make that distinction anyway for your career. That's what my business is. Understanding is because if you are trying to break into the mainstream by making non-queer films, then you have a lot of work cut out for you in the terms of pecking order. There are a lot of people out there who are already, you know, in the line to make that. I think we have to mainstream queer films. I mean, they demonstrated that like with his how he is dealing with social issues, or with Rohan's, I mean, superb technical finesse. So I think we need queer films that can be mainstream. That's all.
Ganesh has one, and after that.
Hi. I have a problem with the word queer. Why are we calling ourselves queer when we are talking here about not being abnormal or strange? So yeah, why do you call this as a hyper queer festival? And why are we granting this word queer? Because at some point we are saying that we are normal and like any other person. So why do we use the word queer in the first place?
Pushpesh here, who is the professor.
Right word might be alternate.
But he also used the word.
Because we should have issues calling out
Somebody wants to
be accepted.
Somebody wants to answer the question.
Because queer is like...
Anyway, we are using the word alternate cinema. Earlier it used to be parallel cinema. Now it is alternate cinema or independent cinema. It is about individuals making films, not institutions or mainstream media. I think the independent cinema could as well fit into any kind of cinema that we are making, because it is individual perspective that is reflected in the cinema, and this is the stories that they chose to tell, and those are the stories that they felt should be told. I think independent cinema is a better word than the one that is being used.
I just respond to what Ganesh says. Making queer is no more. It doesn't connote strange anymore. But queer has been appropriated by the community, and the meaning has been reconfigured, and meaning has been subverted. And it's a very politically empowering and politically charged word. It is no more a strange and derogatory word, and it doesn't have a derogatory connotation anymore. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rasika. So basically the reason why we use the word queer is because according to us we stick to one sexual orientation. But if we introspect and retrospect also, we realize that our sexuality is dynamic, which is shifting all the time. Okay? And even if we call ourselves straight or anything, we have to realize that at some point also, even if I call myself a straight, we all have those queer moments, okay? Which, and if someone calls us strange or something, we're taking it very nicely and we're like giving it back to them. So that's the reason I guess we call ourselves queers, because we are not sticking to one sexuality as such.
And isn't normal just boring?
So we have a last question here.
Who wants a mic?
You wanted to comment on it? Yes.
I don't know, I feel troubled by the definition of queer that was right now pointed. So can Rachna talk about it?
वही पुष्पेश जी मतलब थोड़ा मतलब प्रिसाइसली बोले हैं, लेकिन जब मतलब हिस्ट्री को हम जब देखेंगे तो लोग मतलब ठोकना शुरू करे थे वहीं से, कोया कोया कोया। तो ये जो जब ठोका हुआ, जब मतलब ठेस पहुंचा सम्मान को, तो वो सम्मान से मतलब जो तुमने हमको ठुकराया वही चीज को हम लेके चलेंगे आगे देखो। ये हमने अप्रोप्रिएट किया बोलते सब लोग अपना स्वाभिमान राइट को क्वेयर ने बताया कि देखो कैसा आप लोग जो विवक्षता किया है स्टिग्मा, उसको कैसा हम डी न्यूट्रलाइज करेंगे, मतलब न्यूट्रलाइज करेंगे वही चीज।
I mean, I pointed out to your statement because see, for cisgendered people, right, it's really easy to say that, you know, we have queer moments, whereas for many people it's a struggle every day to assert themselves, and so that is why I was confused. That's it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I was just wondering, when we see these movies, I have seen movies based on lesbians, gays, transgenders, but I didn't get to see a lot of movies which are based on bisexuals. So is there any particular reason behind it? Is there any hierarchies within LGBT as well? I
Okay, this is an extremely loaded question. We need another film festival to answer this question. But anybody would like to take a quick stab at answering her question?
It is more like internal discrimination. You can just read about it. Bisexuals, what we feel for them, what we don't feel for them. And I think like the directors which are here or who made the films, they are mostly like gay or lesbian. So that's the reason the first thought came. That's the thing. But it's not like that. But I think Kashish might have some foreign films which has bisexual thingy, but Indian, we are still not thinking about it.
Is monogamy something which is being disturbing this fact? I mean,
Not at all.
false.
It's a false thing that is.
No, I love it. I love it.
You love monogamy.
Oh, what she said.
Monogamy is an abuse.
It's an abuse on individual rights. Can I just say one?
Yeah, sure.
Preach.
I think, something which occurred to me because I usually run my scripts through a friend of mine who works as a script consultant in mainstream. And that is something over a period I realized that, as an audience, normally what we want to see is either we connect to the protagonist or we are seeing something which is never told. So a girl, a boy, and then both of them are falling in love and then they are dying, they are getting married. It's a normal thing which is like told again and again. But still those stories run because at any point in time there is a guy or a girl who's falling in love. So I think what happens is mostly when we do films related to women, I can speak mostly from films which are made on women, is that we try and portray them like I mentioned heroically, and things that work is like most of my friends who are men, what they loved about the web series or normal thing is that we got them to show a space which they don't have access to. So what, a space which is full of like, how are three girls living in a room? So I think if say we were to make a movie, even with respect to LGBT subjects, yes, while I would really want to talk about rights, can we put it as a subtext and show about two men falling in love? I would love to watch a movie like that because I've never seen anything like that in mainstream. So two men falling in love, and I've seen that happen in the Western TV. Like there's this TV series called Grey's Anatomy. And the way they normalize all the relationships is, you really start like, I usually connect to heterosexual relationships, but then after a point I realized that, ultimately it's the same emotion between a man and a man or a man and a woman or anybody. So I was connecting to that emotion. So I don't know how it is like except reading and watching some other cinema. So I would love to watch a movie where I get to see how is it the two men are falling in love and they're trying to fight for that love. So.
I have something to add. I think in
mainstream.
in HCU there was a paper submitted, I don't remember which year, which actually talked about Sholay being deconstructed as a gay film.
Yes.
There is more love between Viru and Ajay. I am the Dhanno. Yeah. So I think it is more about how you. There are two keys to it. There are 3 points that we all should start doing. Is to be happy to offend, be happy to deconstruct, be happy to normalize. These 3 key, if we can take from here, I think we will make more films.
Adding one more thing, dismantle the power structures. Like, yeah, the more power, the more corruption.
You have seen Bombay Velvet Tudor.
Yeah, but that's Anurag Kashyap making so many movies and proving himself to be like the crusader of.
To see it in mainstream cinema, there is one cinema which is there.
I want to watch it.
Bombay Talkies. Bombay Talkies. There is Bombay Talkies actually.
So we have been thinking of starting this new talk sessions called Queer Conversations, and I think I've already found the first panel. I don't know about you guys, but I had so much fun with the panel. Thanks a lot, Manoj. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. That's good. Chalo, with that, please give a louder round of applause.